Hola, estudiantes. Welcome to Estructura in Lesson 3. So the first estructura or grammar lesson covers descriptive adjectives. So as you probably already know, adjectives support nouns and they describe people, places, and things. So there are some similarities in Spanish and some differences to how we use descriptive adjectives in English. First and foremost, we will use the verb ser to point out characteristics. And examples of that is nationality, size, color, shapes, personality types and characteristics, and the way people appear. So, how this compares and contrasts more specifically with English language. In English, the forms of descriptive adjectives do not change to reflect the gender, masculine or feminine, and number, which means singular or plural, of the noun or pronoun they describe. So you probably noticed by now, especially with our articles, el, la, los, and las, those are the definite articles, and our indefinite articles, un, una, unos, and unas, that most things have to agree with the number and the gender. So that is something new to us as native English speakers, very different. So in Spanish, the forms of descriptive adjectives agree in gender and or number with the nouns they describe. So Juan is nice would be Juan es simpático. And please note there the use of ser. So this is the third person singular. So you'll see the use of ser is es because we're talking about Juan. And then we're going to also keep it in the third person singular and move on to speak about Elena. And we want to express that she is nice. So we say, Elena es simpática. Okay? So it's because it's Elena, we make the ending an A. So now we move on to the third person plural. So our ser changes to son from es. Yeah? And if we want to say those people are nice, they are nice, you say ellos son simpáticos. Okay. Adjectives that end in O have 4 different forms. And luckily, we have a Quizlet so that you can drill yourself with the online flashcards to memorize all of these rules around descriptive adjectives. So, the feminine singular is formed by changing the O to an A, and the plural form is changed by adding an S to the singular forms of both the masculine and feminine. So, for instance, the masculine forms have singular el muchacho alto. So if you want to make that form into plural, it would be los muchachos altos. So we change the el to los. Remember our definite articles. So all of these 3 things are agreeing with being plural and masculine. Same for feminine, okay? So the singular form for feminine is la muchacha alta. All things are feminine, the definite article, the noun, and the descriptive adjective. And then the plural form, we have las, the la changes to las, muchacha changes to muchachas, and alta changes to altas. And for instance, you have examples from the photonovela in Lesson 3, where Marisa wants to express how beautiful Tia's daughters are. So she says, "Qué bonitas son tus hijas, Tia Nayeli." So tus is something we're going to learn next with possessive adjectives, but that means your plural. Okay, and then we have this lovely scene where Jimela is expressing how much she dislikes her brother Felipe, and she says, "Felipe es gordo, antipático y muy feo." And you're about to find out what these 3 adjectives mean in the next section. And adjectives that end in E or have a consonant have the same masculine and feminine forms. So you'll see here, for instance, el chico inteligente, which means the smart boy or intelligent boy, is also the same in the feminine singular, la chica inteligente. And then the same with the plural form, it's los chicos inteligentes, las chicas inteligentes. So again, the adjectives that end in E or consonant have the same masculine and feminine forms. Another example is el examen difícil, los exámenes difíciles, la clase difícil, las clases difíciles. Adjectives that end in OR are variable in both gender and number. The masculine form is el hombre trabajador. The plural is los hombres trabajadores. So you just add the ES for the masculine. And then feminine, the singular is la mujer, which is the woman. And this was the man, el hombre, the man. This is the woman, la mujer trabajadora, las mujeres trabajadoras. And I just want to go back to this difícil. I think I was inconsistent in my pronunciation of this. So just to recap, it was difícil, difíciles, difícil, difíciles. So the accent is on the second I. And here we move into the meat of it because you have all of the common adjectives listed out for you. So adjectives that refer to nouns or different genders use the same masculine plural forms. Okay, so Manuel es alto, Lola es alta, Manuel y Lola together, because it's plural, it's son in the ser form, third person plural, altos. So just a little side mention, many adjectives that are cognates or words that share similar meanings and spellings in both languages. A cognate can be a noun like profesor or a descriptive adjective like interesante. Please take special note that joven takes an accent in its plural form. Los jóvenes estudian mucho, which means the youth study a lot. So the rest of these you'll just drill on Quizlet and then also apply in all the supersite activities. And for this part 1 of descriptive adjective lessons, you're going to note the colors are also included. And then also for next time, we're going to save the adjectives of nationality. There are a few intricate rules that go into that, and you'll see that in the rules of descriptive adjectives Quizlet that we have that accompanies this lesson. But we will go over the adjectives of nationality in part 2.